An Australian far-right extremist, Jacob Hersant, recently made headlines when he became the first person in Victoria to be convicted under new laws prohibiting Nazi salutes in public. The 25-year-old was sentenced to a month in jail for performing the salute and chanting Heil Hitler outside a courthouse, an act which he argued was an expression of his beliefs. However, Hersant's defense argued that his gesture was a non-violent expression of free speech, something he felt didn't merit a prison sentence. Following his conviction, Hersant appealed, and he was subsequently granted bail as his case moves to a higher court. During his sentencing, the presiding magistrate, Brett Sonnet, made clear that the court denounced Nazi ideology and the values Hersant promoted. Sonnet emphasized the harmful impact of Hersant's actions on Australia's multicultural community, particularly targeting Jewish, First Nations, and non-white Australians. According to the magistrate, the salute, deemed clearly racist and offensive, was designed to promote white supremacy, an ideology the court found unacceptable and incompatible with Australia's values. The court observed Hersant's behavior as a calculated attempt to gain attention from the media to further promote his beliefs. Although Hersant showed no remorse, and, in fact, vowed to continue making similar gestures, his defense argued for leniency, based on the claim that it was a form of personal expression. They described him as a young father and a caregiver to his child, advocating that his gesture was at the lower end of criminal severity, and suggesting a fine, rather than jail time. The court, however, felt a custodial sentence was warranted, pointing out that his actions were not isolated or unintended, but rather a deliberate attempt to spread a hateful ideology. In recent years, the Victorian government has intensified its stance against Nazi symbols and gestures. This law banning the Nazi salute in public took effect in October 2023, making Hersant's act one of the first high-profile tests of the new legislation. Sonnet described the one-month jail sentence as relatively lenient, given the maximum penalty of 12 months or a $24,000 fine. Hersant's defense, however, compared the case to similar incidents in other Australian states, where offenders received only fines for similar actions. The incident has sparked a wider discussion on freedom of speech and the limits of public expression, particularly when it intersects with hate symbols and messages that target minority communities. Anti-Defamation League chairman Davir Abramovich expressed approval of the jail sentence, framing it as a critical message that Australia would not tolerate extremist displays of Nazi ideology. Abramovich characterized the sentence as a national statement rejecting symbols of terror. Hersant's bail conditions include restrictions on leaving Australia and contacting any prosecution witnesses, with the magistrate warning that any further infractions would jeopardize his appeal. The case has become a focal point in discussions around the boundaries of free speech and the measures societies can take to protect against hate speech, particularly in a multicultural nation like Australia. Stay subscribed for more videos.